Hello, everybody. My name is Bob, and we're playing we're playing KSP. This is episode 106 of Journey into Space. Now, the main event for today is we're going to be making completely stock single-stage to orbit vehicles, or at least trying to make them. I wanted to show you this one just for grins. There was a puppet show science fiction television program in the 1960s in England called Space Patrol, and they had oh, stop it. It's a great series if you ever have a chance to take a look at it on YouTube. Take a look at it on YouTube. Go from there. Okay. Let's see. We'll do two things at once. Anyway, they have these little things called hover jets that they got around on, and so I thought, well, I want a hover jet. I want my rocket powered skateboard. So this is my attempt to make the hover jet from the old 1960s puppet show television science fiction program, Space Patrol. Unfortunately, it doesn't have very much fuel life, but we'll see. Let's get a little more juice going on here. Here we go. Okay, not so good. Flight, right to launch. Okay, let's try this again with a little bit less horizontal motion this time, perhaps. Space Patrol! Okay, well, we're almost out. Yep. Okay. So, like I said, the fuel consumption is a little bit high, but it certainly is a fun little jaunt. Now on to the main event for today, which is to make stock single stage to orbit vehicles. I've already made one, which just sort of barely gets to orbit. We'll fly that one, then we'll see what else we can do. Okay, the configuration here is a little weird, so I thought I'd show you what I'm doing here. Nope. Extend ladder. Extend ladder. Extend ladder. And extend ladder. Now Bill is just here. I probably should have gotten Bill out of the space capsule. Bill is just here to enjoy the thrill of having rocket engines firing in his general direction. Bob, on the other hand, we're going to have him go on EVA. All right, going up, Bob. And like I say, any kind of issues with the flight profile, and this thing won't get to orbit. It's not very forgiving in that respect. Okay, let's go ahead and retract this ladder so he can't get away. Separate into the capsule. There we go. Little hammer effect going on here. Switch here. Very important, we need to switch to the computer brain because Bob's brain is not good enough. Control from here. Yeah, if we fly it with the rover seat, it'll just go out of control because there's not enough torque in that, or no torque at all, in fact, perhaps. Okay, gonna throttle almost all the way up. SAS on. It still shows that as connected for some reason. Whatever. 3, 2, 1, go. And it's very difficult to control as well. Pretty much requires constant intervention on the controls. And the definition of single stage to orbit, you don't drop anything. You don't drop any fuel tanks, you don't drop any stages, you don't drop any engines. The whole thing comes up and the whole thing comes down. Of course, in this case, we left behind that command pod, but that is simply because it doesn't allow us to go with simply the seat. Okay, let's go ahead and get tilted over. Alright, let's quick look at our map here. It seems to be fairly stable now. Take a look at our fuel, most importantly. Stay on target. Stay on target. And by the time we're going to get here, we're going to be, by the time we get in orbit, if we even do, we're going to be really low on fuel. It's just enough to come back. We hope. Okay. So we're going to try to get very close to the apoapsis here, and then throttle up to circularize. He's still in his seat. Yep. Not too happy about it either. Not a happy camper. So basically the idea is we want to push it as close to our apoapsis as we can without going over, and then throttle it up. I guess being strapped on the top of a rocket might make anyone a little bit unhappy. Okay. And we have to watch very carefully our fuel consumption, because what we don't want to have happen is that we actually, the instant we get out into orbit, we no longer have enough fuel to get back. That's always something that the space program tends to discourage, is the act of going into orbit without a means of returning. Alright, one, throttle up full. And it's very difficult to control, or to control precisely. And as you can see, we're getting real low on our fuel. Real low, in fact. Running on vapors, pretty much. Okay. Running on empty. Alright, we're in orbit. We just got barely enough fuel to to get back home, hopefully. Alright, what we're going to attempt to do, well, after we quick save, after we get this guy out for a little EVA, we'll circle around and then try to come back for a vertical landing. Bob Kerman, astronaut, come on down. Not a happy guy. Not a happy guy. Alright, Bob, it's your duty to inspect your vehicle, so get to it. And remember that you don't have any kind of refills on the RCS, so that if you wind up using all you need, you'll be in trouble. If you wind up running out in space, you'd be in trouble anyway. There needs to be a emergency backup for RCS. So let's say you're out here working on stuff, and oops, you're out of RCS. Normally that means oops, you're dead. But in real space, there's at least a remote possibility you could like throw a really heavy wrench or something and heading in the right direction in a perfect world. So there needs to be a wrench throwing option. Or if you're really desperate, a space helmet throwing option. Which their space helmets look pretty big, but since there is no actual space capsule on this vehicle, that would not be a good idea. Ordinarily, it would take you a short while to die before you, to die after exposure in vacuum, perhaps giving you enough time to actually get an airlock, but there is no airlock here. So if he were to be in a situation where he had to throw away his space helmet in order to get enough velocity to get back to the ship, he'd just die. Unless he could somehow catch the space helmet on the way in. And then that would cancel out his momentum or something, I think. Yes. Alright, have a seat, beer bud. Alright, let's turn the lights on. We'll head around the planet and start heading in for a hopefully vertical landing, hopefully on land. And we'll see how that works out. Yeah. Okay, we're setting up for our burn to return to Kerbin. And again, our goal is to, whoa, laggy. Our goal is to land on the land, so, of course, I don't know, will there have enough for us to land much of anywhere in particular. It's sort of catch can here. We may wind up having a sea landing. Okay, looks like we're gonna have an ocean landing. Oh no. Well, maybe. Well, maybe we'll have an ocean landing. Yeah, that's probably still an ocean landing, but we'll see. We're kind of coming in on a pretty oblique angle, so. Whoa. All right. Oh, what the fuck? Why am I pointing this way? Oh, don't tell me that it switched somehow to being... That sucks. Well, I mean, I'm going down anyway, but I probably wasted fuel. That sucks. Oh well. Hey, that could have been a disaster too. But oh well. Okay, gear down. Why would it switch back to what's his name? I don't know why that would have been. Oh well, whatever. Now we don't have any kind of braking rockets to slow our descent, so we'll be entirely dependent on the parachutes. Nope, we're gonna land on land. Hopefully not on the mountain. How you doing there, buddy? Not so good. Well, it looks like most of the fire is going around you. You're kind of in a nice safe zone there. Maybe. Okay, yeah, I have to grant you it's probably getting a little toasty in there, but yeah, we'll be over soon. One way or the other. One way or the other. Your suffering will be over soon. One way or the other. Okay, so we're looking at about... I'll look around and land on some planes here. It's like we're gonna aim for deploying chutes at about 6,000 meters. Okay. And deploy chutes. And deploy chutes. Turn off the SAS. And hope for the best. Yeah. You hope that all the parts of the rocket still hold together. We're still coming down pretty fast. 125 meters a second. Could be real ugly. Could be real super ugly when those chutes deploy. Come on, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. I mean, bring down the velocity. Okay, he's probably gonna die. I have to say he's... Oh, nope, he's alive. Oh no, he's dead. Sorry, dude. The rocket's fine though, and that's what's really important. And that's what's really important. Yes, rocket's gonna be just fine. Probably should have some sort of restraint feature in there. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bob, but at least your rocket's fine, Yeah, we look at the bright side. You may have vaporized on contact, but hey, your rocket is coming down gentle as a lamb. Not a problem. And touchdown. Perfect landing. Aside from not having the occupant in it. Okay. Okay, this is the Pigeon 1. It's got one jet engine and two of these Aerospike. Kiddos, don't get on the keyboard. Sorry, had a mango attack. It's got one jet engine, two Aerospike engines. I did allow myself one mod part because for me it's just ridiculous that they only have one size of airplane fuel tank. You know, the one kind of just has airplane fuel for jet engines. That's just ridiculous. So I did allow myself these jerry cans from the Firespitter mod, just in recognition of the fact that having only one size of airplane fuel tank is ridiculous. So one oversized size of airplane fuel tank. We got the air intakes here. I gave him a cockpit this time. I sound a little bit out of breath. I just had to deal with my mom who has senile dementia. Man, if I ever get to the point where I can't wipe my own bottom, just kill me. Just shoot me. You know, or preferably large dose of opiates. Something like that. You know, don't... yeah, whatever. Okay. Alright, throttle to maximum. SAS on. And jet engine start. Move my resources here. And maybe lift off. Or maybe not. Or in fact, maybe not. Okay, yeah. A little bit too weak on the old thrust. Back to the drawing board. Okay, I renamed it the Matador 1 because these air intakes up here remind me of a Matador hat somehow. I removed one of the fuel tanks. We'll see how it goes. Throttle to maximum, SAS on, and jet engine start. And possibly lift off. Really slowly. Really, really slowly. Alright, we're getting there. I didn't put fuel lines between here and here because I wanted to save weight. That would have taken 4 fuel lines. Wow, and it's really not going anywhere real fast. On the plus side, it's using the jet engine, so that's pretty fuel efficient. But still, at 22 meters a second, it's not good. Not bueno. I may have to go with smaller rocket engines. We'll see how old Pokey does. He could practically get out and walk faster than this. Yeah, that's real slow. Goodbye, Kerbal Space Center. As we slowly and gradually take our leave of you. That's for people who this is a rocket for people who have a real aversion to G-forces, you know. Like, look, I'll do the G-forces on re-entry, but I don't want to do them on liftoff. I want to lift up gentle as a baby. Okay. Yeah, too bad he doesn't have like a balcony here. You could get out and walk around and take a look at things. Stand out there, have a martini, a cigar, you know. Whereas with the weight of the balcony, it wouldn't take off at all. Okay, I can actually start moving some of this fuel over here. Wow, it sucks down fast. Alright. Now we need to tilt over fairly far here. Well, we will shortly. Come on. Tilt over, please. Tilt over, please. Doesn't seem to be interested in tilting over. Okay, wow. Yeah, not interested in tilting over at all. Tilt the fuck over, dude. I may have no choice but to put an SAS on this. Alright, abort. Okay, I've renamed this the Matador one because it looks like it has a little Matador head on it. I took off the fins and put these smaller engines on it, and it remains to be seen whether that's going to do anything. I'll also put an SAS on it, which I didn't want to do because that's 0.5 weight units, but apparently it had a real problem with staying on course. Yeah, yeah, well, we'll try it this way and see how it goes. Throttle maximum, SAS on, and jet engine start. And possible non-liftoff. Oh, look at that, it took off very slowly. Probably since I've got vectoring engines on these, I might be able to get away with. Well, but see, the thing is, those engines aren't going to be in effect when I need this. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not overly confident, just as of yet. Oh, we get a little bit more speed than we did last time. There's probably in the real world, there's probably not many situations in which a real single stage orbit would actually make much sense. It's just too difficult. Too much dead weight to carry when you don't need it. Alright, well, we're making progress. Oh, I've heard that in 0.22 there are no fuel lines anymore. which I don't know how that's going to work out. But so what I heard, at least, was that in 0.22 there are no longer any such thing as fuel lines. So we'll see. I bet you a fuel line mod will come out, like, you know, next day at a minimum. Okay. Come on. Any fucking day now. Also, I switched out the heavier landing legs for the lighter ones. I don't know how that's going to work out. Well, it seemed the unmanned single stage orbit thing that we landed minus the pilot seemed to do all right with the landing legs it had. So, okay, let's tilt over rather drastically. We don't want to run out of intake air. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we're still increasing in altitude, so that's okay. Okay, no, we're not increasing in altitude. Okay. Really need to get more speed in this. Why am I still dropping? Okay. Get a bit off course, not a biggie. Come on, damn it. Come on, damn it. I'm trying to get to where I can really pick up some speed here before I use the I'm having to keep an eye on the intake air and my angle, attitude here, and altitude, and all at the same time. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, we're right about our ideal altitude to start really picking up some speed. Really hard to control. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go up a little bit. Come on. Stop being wonky. God damn it, stop being weird. Please, stop being weird. There's no reason for you to be that weird. Okay, looking good. Looking good in the neighborhood. And we stabilized a bit. Okay. Let's take advantage of this moment to transfer our fuel. I said let's take a moment to transfer our fuel. In. 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 We're still got some excess of oxidizer, but I think we're going to do okay. I think. Now in this case, I don't know how close I can get to the apoapsis without, because these engines are not that powerful, so I'm not sure how close I dare get that. That's kind of cool looking. Green shot. Okay, don't run out of gas, please. Okay. We're okay. Well, except for about to run out of liquid fuel. Aside from that, we're okay. And again, the goal is to not get stranded in space without a means of getting home. Because that would be no bueno. Okay, just barely made it. Just barely made it. Okay, we'll do a loop around the planet, and we'll head on in. Okay, I guess you're not going to do an EVA on this trip, Bill. We're just testing out the machine, so. Okay. Nah, you don't have time to pop out, do you? Alright, we'll pop out. Let's do a quick EVA. Whee! How you feeling, Bill? Not so happy? Dude, you're in space. How can you not be happy? You're in 0G, flying around like a badass. How can you not be happy? Did you pick the right career, Bill? I question that. Alright, let's get you back in the capsule. Get you back on board. And do our burn to get the heck back to Kerbin. Okay. And out of fuel in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. I think it's probably going to be a water landing or a water crash, depending on your point of view. It all depends on your point of view. Considering the fact that probably some part of your ship's going to explode on contact with the water, probably you could call it a crash, but, you know, it might be survivable. Okay, here we go. Heading home. Bill Kerman, Space Badass. It would have really sucked if you'd gotten lost in space forever there, Bill, wouldn't it? That fate will not be yours today. Not today. Some other day perhaps, but not today. You could still possibly die a horrible fiery death, but, you know, whatever happens, you're not going to be stuck in space. So there's that. And I have no RCS or any other kind of other propellants going on. Can't stick out a big solar sail or anything. Can't get out and push at this point. A little too far into the atmosphere. Okay, re-entry heating effects anytime now. Lovely view of the planet below, speeding towards you at a sickeningly great velocity. At least it looks like we're going to get past these mountains. Re-entry heating effects, anything? A little bit. That's got to be kind of a queasy feeling. It's like knowing you're heading towards the ground at a great velocity. The air around you is ionizing and frying your outside surface of your spacecraft to a crackly crunch, you know. It's kind of... Ooh, and there's the Kerbal Space Center. Hi, guys. Wish us well. Wish us well that we don't die. And, yep, gonna be a water landing. What it looks like. Okay, gonna head to main chute deployment at about 6,000 meters. Why are you looking so paranoid there, Bill? Everything so far has been completely under control. Aside from the fact that you're going to land in the middle of the ocean. You know, aside from that. Aside from that, everything is under control. I think this thing will float. Maybe. Okay, oh, take your time for deployment. Nope, no juice left. Nothing left in the jerry cans. Okay, so salt water is not so great for the little rocket engines, but at least it could be possibly about to live. Could be possibly about to live. He's got his little landing legs out there like he's gonna touch down on something. Okay, it's little time compression. Yeah, go nice and easy. Might even be able to recover those engines. No worries. Even floats upright. Oh no, not for long. Alright. Well, it's a successful mission. Still a bit of a work in progress. And we've got 0.22 coming up, hopefully in a short while. A short but unspecified while. And that's going to be awesome. And you probably can expect to see me doing KSP much more often when that happens, because I want to play the career mode. And that's going to be awesome. And that's all for right now. And until next time, hasta la vista. Adios. Say goodbye, Bill. You study the marine life. Okay, goodbye.